If you guys are curious to see how I damaged my hair and got this color, please stay tuned and keep watching. Hey strangers, so today is going to be a very kind of different, exciting beauty video. It's going to be me trying to attempt to retouch my hair. So as you guys know, I've been blonde for the longest time, but the most recent blonde job that I've done was probably in April of 2018. So I felt like my roots are coming in really strong. And I think what I did wrong was I toned it with a box dye. So as you can see, it looks a little bit coppery here and then it goes blonde all of a sudden. So I kind of want to retouch my blonde. Not all the way to the roots, but just right there. Just so at least like my hair can all be in the same color. And then if my roots grow, it will grow. It'll be an ombre of black instead of like black, brown, and then blonde. So I think from what I read online, now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to comb out my hair. And this is my hair being about 2 days old of not washing it. And I'm probably gonna trim my hair as well. So probably trim it a little bit like that. But I'm not gonna trim it until my hair is dry. Because I feel like if my hair is wet, my hair looks a lot longer than what it actually is. I am trying to grow my hair. But I know growing hair, I don't want to just keep, you know, growing split ends and stuff like that. If that makes sense. So my roommate's not here right now, but she's probably gonna see me do my hair. So what you're gonna need, what I suggest is if you have darker hair like me, is coat your roots or whatever you're gonna bleach your hair with coconut oil. I've been doing this maybe since earlier this year with coconut oil because it really does help in terms of like not damaging your hair as bad. And also wear a shirt that you don't mind getting dirty. So that's what I'm doing with this. Yeah, let's get it started. So I'm gonna grab a clip actually, and I have one of these brushes that I bought from Sally's. So all of the hair bleach and stuff is what I got from Sally's, and depending on how good I like the blonde, I'm probably gonna be retouching a lot. So this is day one. It's not gonna be perfect in one go. I'm just gonna stress that out because I have black hair. It's gonna be like a nasty orange, almost an Oompa Loompa. So if I want it to be nice by the time it's my birthday, not that I'm doing anything, you know, I'm blabbering a lot, I'm sorry. So let's start. So let me go get a clip and then we can start coating this with coconut oil, and then I'll show you guys how I do it for the first few strands and then I'll jump back. Okay, so you don't really need to use any gloves for this part just because I find that coconut oil is good for your skin anyways. So just like I'm dyeing my hair, I would put a little bit up. Yeah, just put a little bit up just so it doesn't like get coated in with your other strand. And my hair seems a little bit shorter here because I'm not gonna lie, there was some breakage along the way, but it is what it is. So let's dip this into the coconut oil and then just kind of coat it into the roots. So I don't know if you guys can see, kind of a nasty job, but see, so you just want to coat it where the bleach is gonna set. And I mean, you're more than welcome to transfer it down too, because I mean, it'll be kind of like a hair mask. And also on the floor, put like a bag or something to kind of like, so if there's any drips of bleach, any drips of coconut oil, it won't ruin your carpet. So that's what I'm gonna do. Just kind of coat it up. And see how there's that awkward stage right there? I want to just turn it all blonde, so that's what I'm trying to do. Okay, so my hair is now coated in coconut oil, as you can see. So before I apply any bleach, I'm gonna comb my hair out, but before that, I just want to show you guys what I have. So this is where I'm gonna make the bleach, either this or that, I'm not sure yet. So this, and then you're gonna need a developer. So a cream developer. This is 40. So from what I know, I'm not a professional, so please don't take my instruction word for word. That's why I'm doing this video for you guys. Trial and error, but this is what has been working for me, if that makes sense. And I've been doing it for years, so it's not going to be perfect, but it's also something I'm used to. So do use at your own discretion. I am not professional. My sister was a hairstylist and that's how I know what to use, and I'm very thankful for her. So just wanted to set out that disclaimer out there. And I also want to help out all you ladies or males who have darker hair and want to go lighter. Yes, so I want to help all you folks. That's a better term. Anyway, so you want the 40 because the higher the number, the lighter it is. So the first trial, I'm going to use 40. And then the bleach that I use is from Color Charm. And this is a powder lightener. And then from here, it says the instructions is... So I think there's a part. I think it's 2-part developer and 1 part bleach. I could be wrong, but let me read this first. From what I do is I just kind of eyeball it and make sure it's like a creamy consistency. I think the 2-part, 1 part is when you add color in. But when it comes to bleach, I'll show you the consistency that I usually do it in. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually put it in here because I'm going to need a lot. And I think if I do it in here, I'm going to need to make twice as much. So let's start making it. I hope it's not an awkward angle. But what I like to do is... I'm gonna add in my bleach. And I know there's 2 types of bleach. There's the white powder bleach and there's the blue powder bleach. I've used them both and I don't think I have a preference really, but a lot of people, from what I've seen, prefer the blue powder. But let me just try to open this cap. Oh, and also wear gloves, guys. Almost forgot. Oh, wear gloves, because if this shit gets on your fingers, it gets really itchy. And yeah, so do be careful. So I did buy pairs of gloves here, which is perfect. And then after, I'm gonna put my head in a shower cap. So those are all the stuff you need. It does say mix 1 part powder and then 2-part cream. So you don't want to put more powder than cream. Oh, I'm gonna need scissors to cut this. Okay, be right back. Okay, so the powder literally looks like baking powder. So I think what I'm gonna do is, luckily they gave me a scoop. So I'm gonna do 2 of these. Gonna put this in here. So funny story, me and my sister, we do our own hair, especially because I moved away, so we can't really do each other's hair. So I'm gonna be doing 4, because I did 2 scoops of powder, I'm gonna do 4 caps, blue caps of developer. So this is the 3rd one. And then here's the 4th, and if it's not creamy enough, I can just add one or the other. Okay, so anyways, with my story, my sister doesn't work in the hair salon anymore because she quit and she wanted to do something new. So then basically she bleached her hair and she did it correctly, but it's just that when she retouched it, so she bleached it once with 40 volume and then later she did it again the next day with the same 40 volume. And do not do that. I will explain when the time comes, but you always want to retouch the blonde. If you're going to do it a second time, rebleaching it, do it with a lower volume of developer. You don't want to do 40 and 40 twice. You want to do 40 and then you can do maybe 30 or 40 and then 20. So that's what I'm going to do, but we're jumping ahead a little bit. So this is the right consistency. I'm going to show you guys a little bit closer. So this is the consistency you're looking for. So it's kind of like, in a way, it looks like frosting. You don't want it too dry, but you don't want it too watery. So see how the consistency of that? So what you want to make sure is get rid of any sort of lumps, and then we'll start applying. I think I may have to make another batch, but then I don't want to waste anything. So I want to use this up first, and then we'll see how it goes. Alright, so it's very important that you put gloves on. So see, I got a little bit on my finger, and it's already reacting a little bit. It's a little bit itchy, but it's fine. It's just a little bit of the dust. So I combed out my hair, as you can see. Sorry for the horrible lighting. The lighting is not that great here. Hopefully that's okay. Leave you guys like that. All right, so I'm gonna clip the bottom of my, put the bottom out like that. Move this up. So I'm just gonna show you guys the first couple strands, what I do, and then I will come back once the bleach is all covered up, just so you guys aren't watching the same thing over and over again. You don't get bored of it. Okay, so start at the bottom part. And if you get it on your skin a little bit, don't worry about it. It'll be okay. And honestly, it's just random. Like, I usually do retouch whenever I feel like it. That's why I like the idea of leaving a little bit of the roots there, so at least it's not like a drastic change. And if my roots were super blonde, it looks like I'm bald, so I would rather just leave a little bit of the roots there. Scrape a little bit. Now, a friend of mine asked me, they're like, how come you like doing your own hair? And, you know, like, do you want somebody else to do it for you? And honestly, like, I would love to have somebody to assist me in terms of like making sure I don't miss any spots. But I kind of enjoy doing my own hair, and it's kind of like the satisfaction of if I make a mistake, I know it's all on me and it's not on anybody else. So that's the kind of outlook I see from this. So you want to take your time to like be patient with it, because it is bleach and like you don't want to just kind of rush the work, especially if you're doing it yourself. So I'm basically avoiding the ends because the ends are already light as is. Okay, and then do the roots. The only shitty thing is I can't tell, like, when I'm applying it like this, I can't tell how it's applying. So it's kind of like a gamble. I was actually in a dilemma of whether to dye my hair all blonde again or go dark, because usually in the fall time people tend to go darker. But I don't know, I just can't stay away from being blonde. Like, I love blonde hair so much. And I find that it makes me look a little bit older too. So that's why I like being blonde. The idea for today is basically the coconut oil that we applied earlier. It's not going to damage the hair that much because it created like an illusion that your hair produced natural oils. So that's why I put the coconut oil prior to bleach. And then we want to leave it on for no longer than like 30 minutes preferably, but I might leave it on for maybe 40 minutes. But you don't want to leave it on for too long. I've known of some people who actually leave it on for an hour, which is pushing it a little, but again, because I have the coconut oil in there, I'm pretty sure it would be fine. But just want to make sure you get everything. So that's one strand. That's the bottom part. So I'm gonna come back once I'm done all the other strands, okay? Okay, so this is my hair at the moment. Looks okay, but actually needs a lot of work. So what happened was I did it section by section, but then I noticed like my hair just kept flying around in the clip because the bleach does dry your hair a lot. So as you can see, the roots is turning really well. It's an orange, but that's basically what's expected. But my only concern is the back part. I don't know if you guys can see, but there's still some black parts there. So I'm gonna try to cover that up, and then I'm not gonna leave it on for too long because it has been processing. Like, the processing part is starting already, and it does burn a little bit. So all right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a little bit more just so I can cover any spots that I missed. So it's gonna be 1 part powder. So I'm gonna do 1.5 powder, and then that would be 3 cream developers. And it's very important that you guys leave your gloves on, okay? Because You don't want your hands to start getting irritated. So that. And luckily my roommate's not here yet, but I know she's gonna see me soon. So I'm mainly making this because I wanna make sure that I get all my thing covered. The price you pay if you want to be blonde, I guess. So the consistency is like a cream, not too watery. Perfect. All right. So just gonna make sure that everything's fine. And again, I'm not touching my ends. I'm just mainly focusing it on the roots. So I think the most challenging thing is doing it behind my head, like, because I don't know if I'm getting it correctly, but it is what it is. And I think the next time I'm gonna retouch it would be the next time that I'm showering. So it's gonna suck rocking this orangey hair, but I see so many people do it, like, you know, they're going through a process, so that's gonna be me. Just gonna make sure I think it's covered one last time. I'm just doing this because I know the risks and I know that it's not gonna be perfect. But if you guys are interested in the results and if it turns out decent at the end, I will post this up. So I've left this bathing cap on for like a good 30 minutes, and I know I said I wasn't gonna do my roots, but it just happened that way. So I'm gonna rinse it off and let's see how it looks. This is just bleaching 1 of 5 probably, or 1 of 3. Oh crap, I got some on my shorts. How? So just washed it off, and you know what, it could have been worse. I'm pretty sure the back is still dark, so I think what I'm gonna do is leave it like this for 1 to 2 days and then repeat the bleaching process, and then I'll give you guys a little like after result each time. So this is take 1. Not bad, but I for sure will need to wear a hat for the next few days. So this is the day after day 1. How my hair looks right now, I really hope that the back is okay, but thankfully the ends are like presentable. So I think what I'm gonna do today, I was actually gonna retouch this tomorrow, but my hair feels pretty nice and soft, so I think once I get home I'm just gonna coat it with coconut oil and do it again, and then I'll show you guys the results after I rinse it off. But this time, how I made my bleach before, I'm not gonna make it with level 40, it'll be with level 20. So make sure you do like that. Maybe I'll videotape me mixing it again just so it's a little bit clear. But yeah, I don't know if I can work like this on Sunday, because at least with Lush, I can cover my head with a toque. I can do whatever and just show the ends. The ends got a little bit orange, as you can see here, but I mean, it was meant to happen anyways. But let's see how today goes. I'm just gonna do my makeup and then forget that this is here. I didn't really get to do a video of me re-bleaching my hair again because my roommate helped me, but this is basically how my hair looks like second round of bleaching, and I have to say my hair took a lot of damage this time around. I felt like the first time, because I did it by myself, I mainly focused it on the roots, not the tip, but because my roommate was doing it, she was basically massaging it throughout the whole process, and I think the massage kind of like leaked into my old blonde. So as you can tell, my old blonde is super platinum, but the only thing is, I'm gonna be honest, I think there is some breakage at the bottom. Like, I always had these short strands before, but it's kind of scary that I'm going through that. So I think what I'm gonna do tomorrow is tone it. I don't think I'm gonna bleach it again because I feel like these strands where it's a little bit orange, so see how it's like it's not as orange anymore, but over here, if you guys can see, there's like some orange tints there. So I think tomorrow I'm gonna tone it up, And then depending on how well the tone looks, I'm either gonna put a color on top, like a color tint on top, or leave it as is. So stick in tune tomorrow. I'm actually quite content that I didn't have to bleach it 3 or 4 times like last time, so this is good. And at least my hair is still like kind of flowy, and it is dead for sure, but I'm gonna just leave it to dry on its own so tomorrow I can tone it up, because I am not going to work like this. But so far I'm liking the blonde. Look, I look like I blend into the wall. It's quite blonde. Good morning, strangers. So let's look at my hair as I wake up. It's actually really blonde, which is what I want. It's perfect. So it's 8 a.m. and I don't have work till 4:30. So my plan is to tone up the hair, leave it on for about 30 to 40 minutes, and then depending on how white it looks or whatever, I might actually color tone it. Let's tone this up, and I will show you guys this time how I do the toner, just because it is a little bit different from the bleach. So again, repeating it, sorry if it gets annoying, but the first round was 40 volume with the bleach, and then you just have to mix it in a way where it's 2-part. I might get the math wrong, but I think it's like 2-part toner and then 1-part bleach, so you want to make sure it comes to like a creamy consistency. And then the second round was 20 volume with bleach, and then same sort of idea, make sure it's like a creamy whipped consistency but not too thick, because you don't want to put it on then the chunkiness of the formula falls off. So this is what 2 bleach looks like for me. The bottom is a lot whiter because I had blonde hair prior, but as you can see down here there's still some yellow tones and stuff, but I feel like the toner would do its job and it would be a lot more healthier for me to stick to just toner. Now, I did get some breakage, as I mentioned last night, at the bottom, but I felt like that's what I had before. So let's prep up this toner and get this going. 8 a.m. I can't go back to sleep. I'm not as tired. I'm more anticipated to get this done, so let's do it. Okay, back at square one. So I'm gonna start the mixing process for the toner, and I will do a video so you guys can see. Alright, so what I'll be using is a hair clip, one of these brushes, and I'm debating whether to make it in this because this has the measurements, whereas this one's just a clear container, so I might just make the mix and then pour it in there. A little cup to pour in your peroxide. So I bought all this stuff from Sally's. So this is the Ion Absolute Perfection Booster. So this is kind of like an additive, and the lady was telling me it works just as well as the Olaplex hair mask, but I didn't really enjoy that mask. But the last time that I used this, I really did enjoy it. And the instruction for this one is that you want to mix lightener or hair color thoroughly, and then you want to add like a little bit of this, so a couple drops. Yeah. So every 2 ounces you want to mix 1 drop of this. And then I'm using the 20 volume once again, just so it's not too harsh on my scalp and my hair, because I don't want to lighten it too much. And then toning it with the Wella T, oh not T14, this is a different one. I've mixed them before, but I'm gonna mix it with the lightest ash blonde in T18. So that's the one that I'm gonna be using. It's probably gonna give like a whitish grayish color, just to get rid of all that yellow brass. And I might just focus this more so on the top side. And then I'm debating whether to mix it with this. I've done it before and it was fine because they're both toners, so it's okay. And then I also add this Excellent Gray Coverage Cooling Violet. This is perfect. This one you want to add like a couple drops. So we'll follow it up and I'll let you guys know. So let's do this. So I think for the liquid I am going to do at least about 200. No, I'm gonna do about 150 in there. So Also, I did use half and half, so there's only half of the T18 Cooling Blonde. So I'm going to mix it with the T14. Okay. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw this in. And see how much liquid that is. So you want to be very careful with your measurements. Like, you want to be as close as possible. So there's about 40 in liquid here. I don't know what measurement this is. I think it says, but it says on the front, so 40. And I'm going to mix it with a bit of T14. So I can hit to 50. So because this is at 50, I'm gonna put it to 100 because you want to do double of the cream. So 1 part color and then 2 parts developer. So we're gonna put up to 150. So I'm just gonna show you guys how it looks in there right now. So that's basically how it looks like. I'm gonna start mixing it, and the color of this is more like it looks almost like brownish, so don't be scared. It's just the toning color, and it smells really bad. Like, it smells like chemicals. Well, we've already gone this far. So, and how I like mixing it is I like kind of like, it's a bad choice of word, but stabbing it inwards just so it kind of mixes properly and I don't spill any. So see how it's becoming like a cream hair dye? So you want it just like the consistency of a box hair dye. And you want to make sure there's no clumps. So again, if you buy one of these bowls with the little measurements, so for example, I went up to 50 with the color liquid, and then later I doubled it with the cream. So it should give you this consistency where it's not too watery, but it's not too thick. So there's that. So after I mix that up like that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add this in there. And in the instructions, sorry that's blurry, but I'm going to read it for you guys. It says, mix lightener or hair color thoroughly before adding the Ion Color Brilliance Booster. Mix half a vial or 1/8 or 3.5 milliliters into a 4-ounce color. So what I usually do is I just add like a couple drops in there. You don't want to put too much though, because this cooling violet is pretty strong, and because we already have some ash blonde in there, like, it's more than enough. So let's put a couple drops of this and then mix it in, and I'll show you guys how it looks like. Basically this looks like an oil. So this just makes sure that you don't ruin your hair. I'm gonna add a couple oils on it. So I'm using half of the container. I'm gonna put this back. It literally smells like those oils that you would get from L'Oreal sort of thing. So it smells just like that. And I'm gonna mix it just so it's a little bit thorough. So it looks basically the same. It's been so long since I've used that color brilliance thing, the little thing. I actually thought it was gonna be purple, but it's okay. Add some oils in here. Okay. So I think we are ready. So let's start painting. I feel so sorry for my hair right now. Like, I feel like after all this, I'm gonna give it lots of like TLC just to help with it. But see how it's like a yellow tone? I think at the end it's gonna be very cool, which is nice. And I hope that it turns cool to the point where I don't mind leaving it a day or two. Oh god. I'm gonna leave that on. Just the authenticity. Oh my god, I can't talk. And this one, I feel like it is gonna burn a little bit. From what I remember, it does burn. Like, not like fully burn, but. So see how it's coating the hair with like a grayish purple? that's what you want it to look like. You don't want any light blondes in sight. So I'm gonna be doing this for a while, and I don't want it to get boring for you guys, so I'm gonna pause it now, and then I will get back to you once everything is covered. But I'm gonna take my time with this just so I know that every strand is covered and that it's gonna get toned up. So covered my whole head with the toner, and I totally forgot to add this in. So this is the additive in Cooling Violet. I'm so dumb, I forgot to add this in, but I added, so basically I just mixed in half of T14, half of T18, plus this. Hopefully this doesn't really bother much, but I'm thinking of, so I'm gonna leave my hair toned for the next 30 minutes, wash it off, see how it looks. If it looks bearable, then I'm just gonna leave it like this ashy blonde for a day. But if it looks kind of blotchy and all that stuff, then I'll try that one lime crime color. But oh, fail. But at least I have a full bottle of this, so at least if I'm gonna tone it another time, I will definitely add this in, because this is great if you're trying to get rid of any sort of yellowness or brassy tones. So next time I will remember. But looking at it so far, it's a lot warmer down here because it was blonder, but it's looking a lot better. There's that yellow little patch there, but I think overall I did a good job. So we'll see once I rinse it off and dry it. Okay, so this is my hair wet after toning it. As you can see, there are some warm spots here, especially right there. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna see how it looks when it fully dries. If it's livable, then I'm just gonna leave my hair as is for a bit before I put the tint, or I'm gonna leave it like this for a week. But so far it's getting there, slowly but surely, and yes, it is quite a process. It's kind of sad, especially because I'm doing it by myself, so it's quite the process. But I do like a lot of the strands. It's just the roots is not to my liking yet, and I'm like a perfectionist when it comes to like blonde hair color, so we'll see. The day after, and I'm obsessed with I just watched this new YouTuber. Well, she's not new, but new to me, and I think I'm gonna put her link below, NAMIICHO or something. She goes through what I go through in terms of like bleaching hair and all that shit, so I'm really intrigued. But this is basically the, I want to say, third time bleaching with volume 20, and I feel like it's not gonna lift up any higher. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a cream toner this time, and this is the ultraviolet, and I'm also gonna add a little bit of cooling violet in there just to kind of like amp it up a little. And then I think I'm gonna give my hair a little break in terms of like toning it, and then I'll tone it with T18 near the end. I know there's so many like steps and steps, but if you guys are interested, you guys can watch me during this journey, you know. So with this one here, it says, what does it say for instructions? Pre-tone or highlighted hair. How do I use you though? This is the Bright White Color Brilliance Cream Toner in Ultraviolet. I should list all the ingredients, all the stuff I use in this video. But anyways, it says here that I should mix 1:2 ratio, meaning if I'm mixing, there's about 2 ounces of this, so I need to put 4 ounces of developer, and I'm gonna use 20 volume because I don't want to lift it up too much, and hopefully it'll be a nice palish ash blonde. I'm also gonna add a couple drops of this, which is the Wella additive in Cooling Violet. I forgot to add this in my last toner, so hopefully this works. And it says here, add 2 to 4 capfuls to a liquid thing. So I think what I'm gonna do, because this is already a ultraviolet, I'm just gonna add about 2.5. So let's try it out. I'm gonna show it to you guys somehow, but first I'm gonna make it first. Yeah, there's so many things here. I think this is when I added to a color. Look at this. don't think I add this. Mix lightener or hair color thoroughly before adding this. Okay, so I can add this to a bleach mixture. So this is like a hydrating booster. So it says I can add 1 capful. All right, let's make this. It'll be fun. I want to show it to you guys in a way where it shows the actual, where it shows the actual mixture. Okay, can you guys see it? Yes, perfect. All right. I was actually gonna do a hair tint today, but then I thought about it. I'm like, why do a hair tint if I'm not fully content with the blonde, you know? So I want to be fully content with the blonde first until I do that. So what we're gonna do is gonna grab this and then we're gonna put it in this mixture bowl. I'm kind of nervous only because I have never used like a different type of cream toner. I'm so used to the liquid. I want to make sure I squeeze out all of it until 6 today, which is why I have the time to do this. Pretty hard to squeeze this out. It smells like smells like citrus, I guess. Do now is I'm gonna add my developer. So I want at least 4 ounces. So I'm gonna look at here, and luckily there's measurements on the side. So I'm gonna look at that and pour it in. Wrong cap. Okay. So while that is in there, I'm also gonna add my additive. I'm just gonna make sure that I can add this too. So cooling violet, So yeah, so I'm gonna add it in here. So you wanna do, I'm gonna do about 2.5 capfuls. Man, the journey for my hair, man. I don't know when I'm gonna stop being blonde, but I just love being blonde. So now I'm gonna mix this up. And I'm also gonna do laundry today, so that's gonna be fun. Oh. Let's put this in. I was actually gonna do a hair tint today. Oh, I mentioned that already. Fail. But this is what happens when lots of chemicals go in your head. You forget things. So see how it's getting clumpy? You kind of want to make sure that it's not clumpy like this. You want to make sure that you're kind of like pressing it in. And what's cool is that because we added the cooling violet thing, it does turn a little bit grayish / purple over time. I don't know if you can see that. But slowly turning. I kind of forget how watery colors are because I'm so used to like bleach. So I'm gonna mix this up and then I'll get back to you guys once it's ready. Now that it's less clumpy, I'm gonna add 1 cap of this. And this is basically kind of like the Olaplex thing. But I'm gonna just eyeball it. There we go. I think I need to buy more of this actually. So I just add a little bit because it's just oil base. I'm gonna mix that in and then we'll start. So I'm also using a cooling violet, I forgot to mention, because I used cooling violet, I used T18 last time, and I felt like it didn't really do a difference in terms of lifting the yellow as much. So this time I want to see if the cooling violet would take it. So yeah, I'm gonna put this, make sure you comb it out. Ah, I hate it when that happens. Okay. Okay. Alright. Put that extra in. Put it on. Hopefully this will like take out a lot of the yellows. That's my hope. Alright, so I guess I'll be back once I cover my whole head with this mixture. Just so I can like fully concentrate. So I'll be back. Okay, so I just added the hair toner cream on my head. I can tell by the roots it's turning like a bluish gray, so hopefully by the time I wash it out, all the yellow is out. That's all I worry about right now. But I'm gonna put like a bathing cap over this just so it kind of processes a little bit faster. And I think I'm gonna leave it in my hair for at least 30-ish minutes or so. Okay, so it's been on for like at least 25 minutes and it looks like it's lifting. I just really hope all the yellow comes off, so we'll see. It's so ghetto, I'm gonna be like going through laundry like this, which I don't really care anymore, you know. Put on for a good 30 full minutes, if not a little bit more, so let's see how it goes. Okay, so this looks really promising. I'm pretty sure it's the Fanola that really helped boost up the gray and platinum strands there. So all I'm worried about is I hope it dries nicely, because when I was watching the NAMIICHO's video, I'm hoping I'm saying her name right. I'm so sorry if I'm butchering it. But basically, because our hair is like all stripped, it's gonna take a little bit longer to dry because there's no protein in it and it's not soaking up it's soaking up all the moisture basically, and it might stay wet longer. But I feel like this one strand over here, I think because I did dye my hair, my roots, I don't know if you guys remember, but I did retouch my roots with a box dye maybe like 2 or 3 months ago. That's why this part is so stubborn, but I'm okay with that. I'm hoping that it'll come up to like a nice cool ashy blonde, so at least I'm okay with how my hair looks. You know, I don't want it to look yellowy. That's my main concern. So we're gonna come back maybe tonight to see how it looks, and I'm liking it so far, and hopefully it complements my skin okay. I don't know, but we gonna try it out. So this is the final color. I'm quite content with it. I mean, I feel like this section I'm just being nitpicky now, and I think I'm gonna just freaking deep condition my hair for a while, and I won't be bleaching my hair again until like my roots get to here or something. But until then, that's when I'll repeat the process again. But for now, hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you guys like what you see, please comment, rate, and subscribe. I try my best to post 2 videos, 1 vlog, 1 beauty video a week, and I will catch you guys in a later video. Bye!